Girdling tree roots. One girdling root can kill a tree. We have a dying maple tree that has been diagnosed with a girdling root. We were told to have the tree removed and planned to do so. This was the first tree we planted when we moved into our home 20 years ago. We love the maple and hate to lose it, so I would like to know if there is anything we can do to prevent this problem the next time we plant a tree. We intend to replace it with another maple. Girdling roots are those that wind up growing around the trunk of a tree rather than out into the surrounding soil. As the girdling root and the trunk of the tree grow in diameter, the girdling root slowly chokes off the flow of water and nutrients to the tree. Girdling roots may be clearly visible above the soil line, but they are often found below ground. Symptoms include reduced growth, smaller than normal leaves, fewer than normal leaves, lighter green leaf color, branch deback, and the eventual death of affected trees. These symptoms are frequently seen just on the side of the tree where the offending root is growing. The trunk may look flattened on that side, too. Girdling roots do not become obvious until 5 to 20 years after a tree is planted, and it happens so gradually that people often do not realize there is a problem until it is too late. Certain species of trees are more susceptible than others, including maple, acer spp except silver maple, sweetgum, liquidumber styrosiflia, magnolia, pine and linden, tilia spp. This susceptibility can be compounded by poor site conditions and poor planting practices. Street trees grown in tree pits that are too small or trees growing in severely compacted soil are more likely to have a problem with girdling roots. Trees that have been planted too deeply or mulched too deeply are also good candidates. Container-grown trees and shrubs that are planted straight out of the container without breaking their circling roots before planting are very likely to develop girdling roots, too. On container plants, score the root ball by cutting an inch deep into it from top to bottom on at least 4 sides. You should also make 2 diagonal cuts across the bottom of the root ball in an inch deep X pattern. Untangle badly circling roots by hand, and prune off those roots that are circling so deeply back into the root ball that you cannot entangle them. Some arborists recommend removing all artificial soil from the roots of container-grown plants so you can clearly see the circling roots and eliminate them. Trees should always be planted so that the root flare, where the trunk flares out to meet the roots, is just at ground level. If your tree goes straight into the ground like a telephone pole, it is planted too deeply. If you are planting a bald-in burlap tree, do not dig the hole until you find the root flare so you know how deep to dig it. And tie the twine that holds the burlap around the trunk and pull the burlap back so you can clearly see the top of the root ball. Do not remove the burlap completely until you have the tree situated in the hole.